I'm starting to think that RFK Jr. was not lying when he said that a worm ate half his brain or something like this. This guy is the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and he doesn't seem to know what autism is. He had a press conference, and he said some things about autistic children, autistic adults, that makes absolutely no sense. And it's pretty terrifying that we're entrusting this guy with our health and human services. A guy who, honestly, listen to this and tell me if you think this guy understands the spectrum of people who have autism.
This is an individual tragedy as well. Autism destroys families. More importantly, it destroys our greatest resource, which are children. These are children who should not be suffering like this. These are kids who, many of them were fully functional and regressed because of some environmental exposure into autism when they're 2 years old. And these are kids who will never pay taxes. They'll never hold a job. They'll never play baseball. They'll never write a poem. They'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. And we have to recognize we are doing this to our children.
Now, you can go on social media and you will find a plethora of people posting videos of their children who have autism doing all sorts of things, playing the piano, going to the restroom, living. I'm an educator. I actually started out in a classroom with autistic kids. Some of the smartest, most genius kids I've ever met in my life were in that classroom. There was a student in there who had a ridiculous level of reading comprehension. So I started having him read the stock market and basically just kind of come up with his own idea of what stocks are going to do well and so forth and so on. The kid was a genius. What the hell is RFK Jr. talking about? These people, he says, can't go to the bathroom on their own. They'll never have a job. But he starts with the most important part. They'll never be able to pay taxes, because that's the bottom line for these people. Make no mistake about it. There is a chance that these people start saying, well, people with autism, they can't pay taxes. They can't do anything on their own. Maybe we should institutionalize them or something. Do you really put it past these people? I had an autistic kid on my cross country and track team just within 2 years ago. The kid was awesome. He could run like you've never seen before. If you know anything about running, he has run a 5K in 14 minutes and 25 seconds. He is going to be one of the best Paralympians that this country has ever seen. What the hell is RFK Jr. talking about? Has this guy ever met people with autism? He needs to get out more. The things he's saying should be terrifying to everyone. This guy is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You would think before going out on a stage and standing at a microphone, he would have researched the topic he's going to talk about. Sure, are there some people with severe autism that have these issues? Absolutely. But there is a spectrum of people who have autism, and definitely most of them don't have problems playing sports, playing music, going to the restroom, having a job, and most importantly for the Republicans out there, paying taxes. My God, we're in the most incompetent times in a government that we have ever seen and ever will see. These people are crazy, they're ignorant, and they should not be running a freaking community lemonade stand, let alone a goddamn country. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.